We all say no.
I like knowledge.
Democracy was involved.
What vault?
Mine.
Hassan, you got that email from me?
Yeah.
Just click that link and see if it's opening up anything.
Okay, just gonna step up for 1 minute.
That's fine, that's fine. You guys can, let's say 5 minutes, right?
Just quickly. Go find this dude's number.
The YouTuber.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Can you see? But can you hear anything?
okay. Yeah.
Live streaming for the week.
Live streaming, brother.
It's slow, eh?
It's slightly delayed, but there's nothing you can do about it. It's about 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah.
But that's fine. We'll laugh before them.
You know what sucks about this? You're going to put that next to the screen. It's going to continue.
Okay, you guys that are here, you don't have to play the live stream. It's only for the guys outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Come on, guys, I'll be lonely.
There's some biscuits in there.
Could have stayed in Benoni and saved tolls and petrol.
No, we need your presence here, wisdom and all. This is only for regions.
So what am I doing?
We need you. Hi, Charmaine, how are you?
Someone said that for a while.
Thanks. Did you get the link?
A long while.
Alright, do you have sound? Alright, cool. We can start in about 2 minutes. Okay, thanks, bye. All I hear is you're laughing there, Hassan, in the background.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
No, the desk is mine. The desk is mine.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
Breathe that way. No, it's fine. Yeah, I still love you. Sometimes. Tuesdays maybe. Other days. He made you get comfortable. Seems like an issue. Since you're talking to students in class, you should know this is not the place to sit. Yeah. Guys playing games. Yeah. This one watching porn, this one watching porn.
Actually, when I used to sit in the back and laugh.
I'll live stream it for you.
It's gonna be every
Note that there's a 30-second delay.
Sound as well?
taking a little bit longer.
Who's everyone?
What, Corinza?
Jonathan Gant, they're in a meeting?
I think that
They're
is
in a meeting?
Corinza. Corinza.
because I booked a strategy meeting with Mike and Andre and Mark.
What are you invited to?
They said they're coming. It's fine, they'll join in when they're done there.
Yeah.
Let me just see.
Just let them know when they're done, them just come through. We're waiting for them.
Corinza and Adzel
I don't know if
together. Also,
Shops. Auntie's asking if she can hear or see us.
She can't. She can't see us, that's for sure. You in? Okay, cool. We'll start in just now, thanks.
What is that?
Is goed vir broers.
Ag, ek dog is goed.
Nee, Wisdom het ek nog gebring.
Sorry guys, please bear with me. There's a lot of people in the regions. I just need to make sure that they're all good.
Are you Skyping?
No, Skype would be, it wouldn't work. It's too many people in one group, so we're live streaming. Hello Adele. So it's starting just now. I got your WhatsApp. Did you get the email? Okay, perfect. So we're starting soon. Yes. Cool. Thank you. Bye-bye. We invited them. Special invitations.
And those people, maybe it's not yet. See? Ja, ga dit vergeet van dit man. Yeah, but where's Sharon? Oh, there's Sharon. Where's Francois? Carry on until they...
Yeah, we're starting now, so it's fine. Alright, good morning everyone. So, all of us have probably used StreamLiner, somewhat at least. We've had some interaction with the back office. But I'm sure there's been a time where you've wondered, what can StreamLiner do? Where does it end, right? What are the features we have in StreamLiner, etc.? Is there an easier way to do this or that? And that is why we've put together this short course that will take place for the next few Wednesdays. Level 1 up to level 5, that will cover everything from start to finish. Now, depending on what your management decides, some of you might only be joining us for level 1 and level 2. Today, in level 1, we've got 2 sessions. This is the first session. It's an introduction. So for a lot of you, it will be, but I know that already, Shuaib, right? But bear with us because we have a lot of people in this room as well as in the regions that haven't used StreamLiner much, and for them it's news, right? So we want to introduce StreamLiner fresh from start. So yeah, if you know a lot of the things we discussed today, we're just confirming what you already know, and perhaps there's 1 or 2 things you might learn. So today, as I said, is introduction. So I was hoping that a lot more people from management would be here. I know some of them are joining the live stream, but this will be recorded as well for them later. It's just for management, StreamLiner is very important as well, right? Because if you know what the potential is of the system, what the capabilities are, then you can make use of it to the best of its potential, right? So, yeah, please, Sharon, join us. I'm happy you're here. Join us for the next one as well. And yeah, let's get on with today. It's not going to be too long. So by the end of this course, I'm hoping that everyone here will be self-sufficient. So SRS, Wayne is taking over completely as the StreamLiner champion, and Ligra Hassan, hopefully, will take over completely as a StreamLiner champion, and there will not be a need from anyone from StreamLiner. So we want to transfer all the knowledge as far as possible, because StreamLiner as a business is also growing now. And with L+, Johnny, you there as well, so you handle everything from start to finish. You had a question, Hassan?
Yaku's saying there's no sound.
Did you switch his sound on? Ask him. Can someone else from the regions just WhatsApp me to let me know if they've got sound or not? Because we're about to start. Yeah, I'll give him 30 seconds and I'll get the WhatsApp. Don't you just want to load it on your phone there? Where? Yeah. Play it loud just for 1 minute, 1 second. How's it going, man? Okay, so then it's fine. Just tell Yaku check the sound on his side, right? Okay, there I've got some WhatsApps come through now. Can the year NC? Can Kez year NC? Hey? Is it showing you technology, eh? Bear with me, guys.
And as far as their Wi-Fi is.
Okay, Kes can only hear. It's on the laptop.
Also on the play it again. See, just end it and do it again,
Yeah.
and then we have to carry on because we're almost half an hour into it.
Hi.
Hello.
So sorry.
No problem. Wait. Okay, perfect. Oops. Alright, guys, let's continue, right? Thank you for joining us. I'm going to have to show it to you this way because in the live stream, if I do it the other way, it doesn't show very nicely on that side. So, with regards to the StreamLiner back office training, we had two types of approaches, right? We could have done it in 2 hours and just crammed everything one time. But we decided to take the slower, more romantic approach, if you will, right? Because for retention, it's important. Let's just go through it step by step, section by section, and cover everything, right? So let's begin now. The first thing I'd like to talk about quickly with you guys is the course as a whole. So we've got level 1 and level 2, which I've asked that it be mandatory in all your companies for anyone who's using StreamLiner back office. Why? It's because level 1 shows you how to view information and how to extract data from there. So if you are using the back office, that's primarily what you'll be doing. So that's why we've made this mandatory. So most of you here today, you will be hopefully for both level 1 and level 2, right? Second session and level 2. And then we've got level 3 to level 5. That would be more advanced type of level. So creating surveys, creating chats, bulk messages, deleting, editing, everything from StreamLiner that up until now only I have had the option to do. Most of you have not, right? So yeah, you guys will be looking at it completely. So let's get into it. What we're going to talk about today, let's just talk about StreamLiner, why it's important to your business. Is it an asset to your business? Is it not? Is it just wasting time? Let's have a look. Let's decide. Also, let's have a look at the application on the front end. Fine, whatever. Let's have a look at the application on the front end, right? You're using the back office, yes, but we need to have some kind of idea of what the front end, the application of the end user looks like, just so to help you understand how the feedback is getting transferred from the phone to the back office system. It's just good to have a quick overview of that. And then we need to look at the user profiles, how to update that and increase that if someone decides that they need more rights in the back office. Also, what are the terms, what is the layout, what are the different screens, etc. We can go through all of that. And then the various databases, importance of a root list, and how all of that works together. Because StreamLiner as a system is only as good as the data that we have in the background in order for it to work optimally. So we're going to go through it and help you understand that. And also, if there's a new employee in your company and you want to add them, what are the requirements? What do we need in order? I'm going to show you what document I use to upload so that you know exactly what information we require for a new product, a new employee, and a new store. So let's have a look quickly. Why StreamLiner? And you see our tagline says Field Management Simplified, right? So prior to StreamLiner, what were you guys using before? When? Like WhatsApp. All right, and was that a sufficient enough tool to track your employees and capture their time? Is it a good enough timekeeping tool, etc.? So already, from a timekeeping point of view, to monitor any decentralized workforce, StreamLiner is already a big hit, right? I remember when we initially introduced StreamLiner to SRS, immediately hours were calculated and things would change over and we optimized the workforce immediately. So that's an immediate benefit. And some of you in Ligra, that's all you use it for, right? Just to check in and check out in some accounts. Further to that, we've got tasking, so feedback. So StreamLiner is primarily a management tool for our field staff, but also a communication tool. And what is communication? It encompasses a lot of things. So communication, speaking, sending out messages, right? So communicating to all 1,000 staff members or however many 100 staff members you have all at once, one bulk message. And having the ability not only to send that message to everyone, but to see if it was delivered, firstly, if it was read by them, secondly, and also to have that data stored for months to come. Okay, so we can send out communication and not wonder, has it reached the far corners of the trade, right? Hey?
Pigeons are not picking.
That's fine, let's just leave it for now. We'll send them a little email, right? Okay, let's just have a look here quickly. Is yours not picking up? Okay, at least they can hear. It's fine, let's leave it.
Okay, not according to case.
Yeah, I'm not a mamu with live streaming, so we're just trying it out. It was working fine yesterday when I tested it, but yeah. Let's see. Try it one more time. I see. I'm going to try one more time, guys. Apologies for this. And then we'll just call it quits if it doesn't work and we'll carry on, right? Oh.
Yes.
People wore makeup in everything.
Hey, special, man.
No,
Now I'm
no.
disappointing them, eh? Okay, there we go. Okay, we should be back on. If it cuts out now, just ignore it and let's just carry on. We'll put some minutes in there and send it to them through email, right? Okay, just first point of the minute, Shoaib was looking very handsome. Right. Okay, so where were we? We spoke about why StreamLiner. I feel like I don't need to now sell you the product. You guys already signed up and you know all the benefits of StreamLiner. We are running a bit out of time, so let's move on to the next part. Some of you have seen the application, so you've seen the application that the end user in the trade uses, right? So you have some kind of idea of what goes on. But for the benefit of those that have never seen it, it's just in back office and they don't understand, let's make that connection for them together now. So if we have a look and we see, this is the screen. So that is the landing page on StreamLiner on the phone where the end user in the trade in the store is using the application. And if we see, we've got a few buttons. Right on top, we've got the round green button, which is for check-in. So on your side, when you pull an export and when you pull a report of an employee's check-in and check-outs, this is what the user is doing. He's pressing the button when he gets to a store. It's showing him a few stores that are around his area, so within a few 100 meters, and he selects a store and he checks in. Right? And so you're able to see that on your side. And on your side, you're able to see coordinates of that check-in. You're able to see distance between the store and where he checked in. You're able to see his location accuracy of the GPS antenna within the phone at that moment in time when he clicked check-in, right? And we're going to go through that in more detail later on. When he checks out, he presses the same button. So that's just a little connection. It's pretty simple, but there you go. And we've got the orange button, which says tasks. When a user clicks on the orange button, there's a list of tasks that have been sent out to the user. So in Ligra's case, it will be mostly your surveys. SRS, you have both. L Plus as well, you have both. So there's two types of tasking. We've got any actionable task. So in instruction, set up this, and this is the feedback I require. So this is something for you guys from a back office point of view to keep in mind as well. When we send a task, there has to be an action attached to a task. So it's not just a communication. Make sure that this is there, because that's just a message. There's no feedback to return. A task requires some kind of return information back to you. So set up this display and then take a photo of it. That is an actionable task, right? Under tasks, we have surveys as well. And so hopefully within the next few sessions we go through, we're going to go deep into surveys, and you can see how detailed you can get your surveys. All the different inputs and elements you can attach to a survey so that you can make best use of it. Okay, we then have the red button, which is for red flags. So if an employee has a problem, and remember, all this links to you in the back office. Check-in is also called check-in in the back office. Task is also called task. Red flag is also called red flag. So a red flag is what? It's a problem. They have an issue in a store and they're able to raise a red flag. Now when they raise a red flag, you will be able to see what issue they're having within the store on your back office system, but you're also able to see it on a device from the superior. So for example, Renessa, if you have a team, it reports to you and one of them raises a red flag, it will come to you on your phone as well. If you had StreamLiner, it will come to you as well. So you can deal with it immediately. But then also, perhaps, I don't know who's in the back office, Taneshri, in the back office, you are able to see the same red flag, and both of you or either of you can resolve that red flag. You can both deal with it. So we have more chances of sorting out issues in the trade from back office and from superior within the trade itself. Thereafter, we've got break flags. So break flags you guys can use for whatever you want to. And this is where it's not me telling you what to use it for. You decide as an agency, as a company, what you want to use this for. So the best way, the easiest way for me to explain what is a break flag, it is either anything extra that was done by the employee. So employee has set amount of tasks that they need to complete in a store, but hopefully they will go above and beyond, right? And perhaps through the relationship with the manager, negotiate extra space, that's something extra. And they want to have it on their name to say, I've done this in my store, this is what I've done, and showcase it to you. They can then share that information with you through red flag. And they have had training, they know how to do it. And if they need to, any new one, we can have more training. But also break flags can be used for any feedback that you require that is anything else that is not sent through a task. So it's one for you to send a task from the back office to them and say, do this. But it's another thing, perhaps something is urgent, you can't get it through, and you just send them a message. Guys, take pictures of this new product, blah, 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 whatever, quickly, right now. Supplier needs it now. And they can go into break flag and send that information to you. All right. So I'm not going into detail on how it's done from their point of view, because that's training from a front-end user. And that's covered on their training. Then we've got the purple button, which is an out-of-field button. And this you can capture leave. So I don't know, in each of your industries, your companies, are you using this function to capture leave, etc. and then tie it back with your HR leave form, etc. just to, I don't know, it could be very useful, right? Leave is very simple. So if your staff member, after arranging leave with you, and yes, when they click this button, it does tell them, a little note comes up, an alert saying, please make sure that you've already arranged this with your superior or with your management. Otherwise, pay deductions may have problems there. So with leave, on the last day of their working day, they can click leave. It brings up a calendar. They can select the date range. I'm on leave from this date up until this date, and then you have it on the system all the time. It's captured there, and then you can track back with your leave forms, etc. For sick, for training, for any time they're out of the field, out of work, they can use this. So perhaps you'll use that, and if you guys need more information about it, we can go through it. We then have the brown button, which is the chat function. And yes, this chat function is extremely valuable, because what type of chat do we have? We've got one-on-one, so application to application, phone to phone. We've got group chat, where you can create a group, and groups cannot be created from the device for obvious reasons. We don't want everyone creating their own groups, singles in Pretoria or something, right? So you have the ability, and you manage the group from back office. You can create a group and say Renesa's team or Chris's team, right? And then you can add whoever you need in there, and you can be the administrator of that group. Now, you can chat from the device to device, as well as from back office to the device. And these chats are all stored. Every single thing from a chat point of view is stored. So anytime you need to go back and have a look, perhaps for a disciplinary inquiry or something that you need to go back for, we can search from the back office every message sent from Mr. Wayne to Ashley, or from Ashley to Wayne, for example. Or we can search for keywords like toy toy, right? Or demonstration, whatever, right? Or Hassan is full of nonsense, right? We can search for any keywords, etc. So it becomes a tool now that he said, she said is no longer there, because you have access to that data for months to come later. You can also have bulk messages, which is a big part of it. So you can send one message which comes from a no reply sender. So it will say Ligra head office no reply. So they can't really reply to it, but it goes through to everyone. Say, dear staff member, please note that the pay date for this month, or whatever the story is you need to send, whatever communication you need to send, all at once. And remember, what is the difference between this and a SMS or a WhatsApp? Because remember, in a WhatsApp, you're able to see per person, not bulk, right? For this year, we can export that message that was sent to everyone and see who has viewed it, who has not viewed it, read, not read, etc. Time they've read it, at everything, location at the time when they read it. So yeah, all of this we're going to go through within StreamLiner very soon. Are you guys still with me? If I see your eyes closing, I know you're not sleeping, nah? Just concentrating. Right, Wayne? Okay. I think that's enough for us to cover on the front end, otherwise it becomes front end training, but just to have a basic idea of what it works, right? Let's move into the next part, and this is understanding back office. So today the exciting parts of deep diving and really searching and pinpointing exactly where employees, we're not going to cover that today. Today's an introduction, right? Let's have a look. We've got different user profiles, and this is for you guys in back office. Now on back office, some of you might click menu and you see a short drop down, like 3 or 4. Others might find slightly more, etc. So I'm here to explain what the different type of access levels are. So if you know you are supposed to be checking this, but you don't have access to it, then you know what's the reason, and you can request that level of access, right? But it's like anything else. Different access levels depending on your job description or what you're supposed to be doing, right? So read only. But it's not only read, it's read and export. So you're able to view check-ins, tasks, completion of tasks, open, closed, messages, all of this you're able to view, but you can only view. You can't send, you can't create, you can't delete, you can't amend. You can view and you can export the data. And this is what most of you will have, right? Next we have is create. So now you're able to create a task. So you're a back office user now that creates these tasks for all your users, and you transmit these tasks to everyone. So that's create. Creating is not only for tasks, it is for surveys as well. It is for chats, messages, users. So creating an employee, creating databases, so creating product databases, creating stores, all of this here. And then we've got edit. So edit means you can make changes. You can make changes to specific things. Yes, sir.
Sorry, can we also create, let's say, something?
Yeah, you can create tasks, but not right now. So this training is for back office specifically. So computer back office, and back office is web-based, right? You all know you go into the back office, it's web-based, not application-based. So yes, Francois, you guys can create, but that must be requested from your management. So as soon as you complete training for the creation part, which is close to level 4 to be honest, then yeah, we can do that. And then there's obviously delete. So delete will be the highest level for obvious reasons. You can delete anything and everything, so check-ins, locations, everything. Obviously that you only keep to special people, right? It's like high level. Okay. So this is just so you know what's available to you, and I will show you the full access levels on my side. The layout and terminology. So like you guys in back office here at SRS, you're already using the back office. You'll know exactly where to find everything, etc. So, but someone for perhaps Ligra, Francois, not that often you use the back office, right? You do use it, but not that much. So I just want to go through the different areas that you'll be using, the common areas, and we'll go into more detail in our next sessions. But StreamLiner currently works on a drop-down menu system. So top left-hand corner, leftmost corner of the screen, in the StreamLiner web page, you'll find menu. You click on that and it drop downs to all your options, your navigation pages, right? So the first one that would probably be of interest, and I think one of the most important pages, is activity. It used to be called issues, you guys remember? Okay, but issues didn't really make too much of sense, so we've changed the name to activity. Under activity, what will you find? You'll find your check-ins, you'll find tasks, you'll find red flags, you'll find brag flags, and you'll find auto fields. So all these activity, what we just saw on that screen on the front end, on the application side, you'll find in the back office under activity. That's why I say that's where all the magic happens, right? Under activity. So tasks, everything. Next we have live ping. And so at any moment in time from the back office itself, you are able to pinpoint the location of any user. Now this is T's and C's apply, right? If the phone is off, you're not going to get the location at that moment. If the location is off, you're not going to get the location at the moment. Sometimes, although, even if the location is off, sometimes we can still find the location through triangulation. So you'll see when you do the ping, and yeah, we are going to go into detail later on, but when you go to the ping, you have two types of pings at the bottom. You try both of them, right? And we'll go into detail in that screen a little later, just introducing it right now. The next one I think that would be important for you guys is surveys. I haven't highlighted it here, but surveys as well. And that's where you're able to extract all your surveys. Tempe, you're using the surveys now as well, right? Not yet. Okay. She will be using it soon. Okay, that's cool. So surveys, you're able to extract all the surveys. And this is Ligra as well. When we cover this part here, Sharon, anyone who is going to be pulling the surveys must please be here. Because it is just a little bit confusing, but not that much. They're clever, right? The next part is Stream Chat. This is now... And I'll give you a brief preview today. But who uses Stream Chat from back office here? Anyone? Leanne, you guys all, Marsha, you guys all using it, right? And what does it look like? It looks similar to your WhatsApp thing, right? One tick, double blue tick, etc. Just to be different, we'll make it a double pink tick soon. Okay. Just so we don't run into any problems with WhatsApp. But it's very simple to use, very easy to use. Now understand, with the chat function in StreamLiner, the chat itself, there is no transferring of pictures, no sending of pictures in the chat. Because why? You'll get people taking selfies. However, from the back office, there is the function to send pictures. Because you are in back office, you are in mid-management level, right? Or higher management, depending on where you are. So you are responsible, it's fine. So you can send pictures through a chat. Guys, this is a new layout, please action. Better than that, put it in a task, because then you've got feedback on that. But you can attach pictures on that from back office. We then have random system pings. I know you like using this one, Hassan. Okay, why is this one so amazing? Because we discussed live ping. I can find out where you are right now, Sharon. Like in live ping, it will tell me this is where you are, your location. It will tell me what the accuracy, more or less where you are, etc. But what is random ping? Random system pings is the system, it's in the name. It will randomly ping every user different times of the day. So I can go through tomorrow and have a look where you were, Francois, yesterday throughout the day. And see more or less at 1 o'clock you were here, 3 o'clock you were there, etc., etc. Yeah. So that is random ping, and we can pin it on a map. So yeah, why were you late today? We'll check. Were you visiting, Francois? Okay, so this is important. Why? Because what we found is maybe we were being a bit too crazy, but I mean, what we found is sometimes a employee in the field would go and check into a store. They check in fine, and then they go a little while down the road, a kilometer down the road to the KFC or something, and chill there for 3-4 hours, and then come back at the end of the day and check out. So what we've been using on StreamLiner is looking at the checkout, tick, it's all good, fantastic, and the checkout, sorry, the check-in and then the checkout. So everything looks fine, but in between we don't have any visibility, and so that's why we got this now. So if you do suspect someone, then you are able to go dig deeper and then find out what was the story there.
And you can only randomly ping one person at a time.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah. But random pings, it's stored. So that is stored all the time. You click on there, you select the date range you want, the time range, and if there has been any activity of random pings in that time, it will display to you. You can view it visually in text format with a hyperlink to a map, or you can open it up completely on a map where it will show you, and we'll go through it in more detail.
So basically, if like we're visiting a store and I don't find my staff member using my device, I can go immediately on here and ping.
That you can do a live ping, yes, do a live ping there, 100%. And
on and whatever, I can just go
on the device there is a live ping as well. No. So here's the thing. Initially, when we introduced the ping function, if I had to ping you, then actually it would say, "Hi from Shuaib," right? So you would know I'm checking where you are. But now you don't know. Now it doesn't give any notification on the side, because that's a bit stupid, right? Because now you don't want them to know that you sometimes checking up on them. So yeah, no notification on the other end side. You just see on your side. Yeah. It makes a lot of sense. Hey? What?
The camera.
And you log into their camera and see exactly where they are.
Okay, so that there is level 10. So we only put level up to level 5 here.
I know with the old platform,
Yeah.
it only gave you coordinates.
Yeah.
So is there a map now? Or
Well, on every single activity that's done on StreamLiner, whether it's tasks, whether it's surveys, whether it's chat, whether it's check-ins, whether it's random pings, whether it's system pings, whether it's live pings, every single activity you do, on that same line you will find a hyperlink of the coordinates. So you can see the coordinates, but now if you click on it, it will open up the map and you can see it. And if you want to see exclusively on the map every single point between a certain period, then you can, like I say, you can view it either in an Excel type format where it will be in columns, and then you can click on the link, or you can click on map and then it will show you that full range that you've selected all on a map, all on one map. And we were going to go into it in more detail. So this way it gives you a lot more control of your field staff. And up until recently, I don't want to say back in the day, because back in the day was like literally yesterday, right? There wasn't much control of your field staff, and so you're not getting the full potential of what you could. And at this time, we need to make full use of all our resources, right? Every business does. And I think the last part in this drop down that you might find useful is administration. Now, under administration, I will highlight one part that I feel would be interesting for you, and that would be menu setup or menu settings. So if you click on administration, you'll find a sub menu that's called menu settings. If you click on that, you'll have a list of all this drop downs on one side, and we're going to go through in more detail. This is introduction. And on the other side, you'll have a blank box. Anything you select on this side, you'll have an arrow that you can click to put into the blank box. And when you do that, you'll be creating shortcuts for yourself, shortcut buttons. So if you're using chat a lot or using activity a lot, you just move it across. You don't have to go down the menu, etc. If you look here, right on top, do you see I have stream chat? I don't know if you guys can see there, stream chat here. So that I created as a, just to show you, as a shortcut key under this administration. And like I said, we're going to go through it in detail more. This is just to show you more or less what it's all about, right? So this was the main idea behind today's introduction, as I've said. So you guys might be giving me more right now, but let's take it easy. Let's go slow. I told you guys the slow romantic way. Yes, Sharon.
I heard it.
Now we come down to an importance of a route list. And this is what I want to stress a lot, and I was hoping a lot more from SRS management would be here, but this will be recorded and sent to them. The importance of the root list is there's nothing more important on StreamLiner. So earlier on I mentioned, here's what StreamLiner can do. This is all the awesome things we can do, blah, 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 blah. Fantastic, right? But it all relies on a good database and a good root list. So what does that mean? In the SRS environment, it means if we send out a task, usually we send out a task to a store. So the task is directed at a specific store. Pick and Pay this store, right? How does it get to an end user? According to our database on StreamLiner, whoever is linked to that specific store will receive the task. So if the root list has not been updated and we have people who are linked to that specific store who are no longer with us or are no longer at that store at a different store, etc., then no one's going to receive the task, right? So then it will become a question of the task was sent out, why are we not receiving the feedback? Is StreamLiner failing us? No, StreamLiner is failing you because it doesn't have everything it needs in order to function optimally, right? So the root list is extremely important. And for you guys at Ligra, at the moment, the way you're running, it's not really because we assign specifically. So because there isn't too many users at the moment and the tasking is low pressure at the moment, we assign and say, this is going to Francois at this specific store. So we are telling StreamLiner specifically where to find the task, where to direct the task. But as you start using it more, we will need to start implementing a root list for the back end of StreamLiner so that everything goes to the correct people. So the root list is 100% important. And so this is where I ask you guys now, from the admin departments, etc. Make sure that everything is up to date according to your route. You guys would know better than anyone else, right? And up until recently, I would do one by one, but that no longer is going to be the way it's going to work. So everything needs to be communicated directly to Wayne, and Wayne will update. And yeah, we do rely on higher level management than to put the root list together before anything can happen. So if the tasks are not being completed and you are been asked about it, then bring it up and say, guys, but the root list is not updated. You need to update our root list for us first before we can get this feedback correctly. So this is like number one, highest level priority is our root list. Okay. With the root list, we have a few databases, and we're going to finish now because of our time. It's almost up. We've got employees, places, products, etc. Now everyone requires a new person. Everyone has a new person sometime or the other that's joining the team, and so we need to create them as a new user. So I want to discuss this quickly so everyone understands what is required. Sending a name is not good enough. So we've got a new person, please add them. This is a name. Doesn't work like that, right? StreamLiner is not that great. It can't tell what the ID numbers, etc. are. We spoke earlier about red flags, right? Now, how a red flag works, just to use an example. If I raise a red flag and my superior is Ashley, I report to Ashley. When I raise a query, a red flag, it is automatically directed to Ashley to assist with because the database knows that Shuaib reports to Ashley. So if the database does not know, then it is not going to go to the correct people. So how do we create a new employee? The information that is required is name, surname, ID number, the superior's name, and we'll put this in an email for you as well if you like. The superior's name, the stores that this person is calling on. You're still with me, Wayne? the stores that this person is going to be calling on, what province they're working in. Do you want to link them to a specific region? And we'll talk about this in more detail. What is region? So Hassan, you have a team. And on the Hoover account, for example. So we make the region Hoover. So when you are searching for anything, you go in your search boxes and you type in Hoover, and it only shows you the information for Hoover. You're not going to see HPs, check-ins, etc. So that is why a region is important, right? So use it as a region. Departments as well, either or. Yeah. And most importantly, a employee code. So if you get a new employee that starts with the company today, you need to first have an employee code before that person can be put onto StreamLiner. Why do I say the most important thing is employee code? Because we've used the employee code. We could use two things. Remember, when you're creating a database, you need to have one unique identifier. So everything else can be amended and changed for a specific user, but something needs to stay permanent. So we need to have one unique identifier in any database that you work with. Usually you'll find that there's a unique identifier. And so we could have used ID, or we could ID number, or we could have used employee code. But because we have some people on passport, we decided not to use ID number and to use employee code. That makes the most sense. So before any user can be created, we're not being nasty when we say we can't load them. We need that unique identifier, which is the employee code, and you will speak to your HR to get the employee code before the person can be loaded. I want to talk about places. So this means stores. Now, there's two things when it comes to stores on maintaining the database for places, for stores. Number one, it's a completely new store. If it's a completely new store, what do we require? We require the channel, the banner, the address, the coordinates, all the information that you would think we would need. And I'm going to share this with everyone after this for a completely new store. Because sometimes we have so many different stores on the universe, the store places universe, that it needs to be kept in order, right? So ShopRite or Checkers is under the channel of ShopRite. So we need to make sure that is aligned, it's correct. And the next time we load a ShopRite, that must also be under Checkers, right? But then sometimes you get independent stores, and like hardware, you guys would understand this more. There's independent stores. So Jacob's Hardware Center. So that we also need to link that to a channel, although it's an independent store. Sometimes it is under the banner of maybe Build It, for example, right? But sometimes we need to mention that no, this is independent.
So it would automatically go under independent.
Yeah, so we need to then discuss how are we going to create this type of grouping, this type of store, what channel are we going to create ourselves for it, so we can discuss that.
So, in other words, say for instance, we're moving one ISS to another new slot.
Yeah.
How do you get the coordinates? Do we physically go there and then log in? And
Yeah.
you'll get the coordinates for
Yeah.
that store?
Which brings me into my second part, Sharon. So for a new store, we'll start off with Google. We'll just use Google, take the coordinates from there, create the store, it's done. But now to make sure it is as accurate as possible, when the user gets there and if they cannot check in, so they click check in, they see other stores but they do not see their specific store. And this can be the case with existing stores, although not very common from now in recent times, because we've updated it quite well so far. But if a user gets to a specific store, they see other stores around that in that vicinity, but not that specific store that they are in. It means that on our database, the coordinates are not accurate.
Yeah.
So what happens then is, under red flags, there is a specific type of red flag called store coordinates updates, and this is on the front end.
Yeah.
So it's something we need to communicate to them, right? So it's called store coordinate updates. If they go into this, they can then attach the location of where they are at that moment in time and send it to us so we can update for that store. But in the description, they must mention which store. So channel, banner, ShopRite, Checkers, in, well, where are we now? Brian, where are we? Woodmeat. Woodmeat, right? Yeah, hey, I had long nights, bro. So then we know exactly where the store is located. And how do they show us the coordinates? On the front end of the device, bottom right hand corner of the screen, we've got the version that's displayed.
Yeah.
You guys will see it says V4 point changes. It's 4.04.05 at the moment. So if they click on that, they will have 4 screens with tabs. They need to click on the device screen. On the device screen, it will show them location accuracy. At that time, what is the accuracy of the location? What is the coordinates at that time? And what was the last time the location was updated? It will give them that synchronized time. They can take a screenshot of that and send it to us. When it comes to us, we will then validate the information. Yes, the synchronized time was in recently within those few minutes when it was sent to us, so it's fine. The accuracy was okay, so it wasn't like 2,000 meters, which is like 2 kilometers away. It was within a couple of 100 meters, which is decent for GPS. And then we can plug those GPS coordinates we see there into the back office and update. But we'll go into more detail for that, yeah.
When you say screenshots, they can't send that screenshot via StreamLiner.
They can. So you take a screenshot. When you create a red flag, you have 2 options. One is to take the picture, a live picture, and the other one is to upload. So it will say gallery. If they click gallery, it then opens up their gallery on their device and they can select the photo to take.
So that is only viewed from back office side, right?
Yeah, it will come. It will come then to the back office, and your the person you identify as your StreamLiner champion within your company will then go through all of that there and extract those coordinates, validate it accordingly, put in the upload document, and then upload it. And these upload documents I'm going to share with you just so everyone knows. Not all of you will use it maybe, but just so you're aware of what goes into a new employee, a new place, and a new product. There's also products, and so products become important when you want to track back. So 6 months down the line, our supplier for, I don't know, give me a supplier's name. Viva HP, all right. So a supplier for HP, let's say we have many different suppliers, Hoovers, etc. A supplier for HP wants to know all the activity that we've done. We've run into a problem with them. They say we're not meeting our service level agreements, etc. We can then go, and we had this back in the previous company, where we can go back and we can extract for the last 6 months to up to a year, depending on what our agreement is with you with keeping the data, and we can pull all activity. So every single call, visit to a specific store for HP, for that team, every single task that was done, every single photo, every single brag flag, every single thing, and we can say, there you go, this is what we've done, we have met the agreement, there we go, etc. Like I said, we've had this in the past, and that's why we know. If a supplier or a principal comes back and say, this is the issue, we can then say, no, this is the issue. No issue. Pay up. Okay. So, that is it, basically. Do we have any questions today? Hey? My presentation? Sure. Can you present it for me next time?
No, I'll click for you.
Okay. Yeah, shame. I put some nice transitions in here for you guys, etc. But yeah, never work out. Anyway, so do we have any questions? Like I said, today was in the introduction, right? And so as we speak now, in the next one, we're going to go into actually going and viewing the check-ins. Being able to see when the person checked in, where were they exactly, what was the location accuracy of the GPS antenna at that time, how far from the store they actually were, etc., etc., etc. So deep we can go into it. Any questions? All right, thank you very much, everyone. Yeah, with some curtains. Couldn't even use my curtains.
Can I have that, please?
Tomorrow.
Oh.
Guys, part 2 of this training in the next half an hour.
Thanks, Yvette. Let me end the stream.